Hey there guys, Tom here, welcome back to my movie channel and thank you very much for joining me for this, my review of Warner Brothers' Justice League. Oh gee, I wonder why I decided to review this movie this week. So yes, with the announcement of Zack Snyder's Justice League, the Snyder Cut being released on HBO Max next year in 2021, I thought it would be a cool idea to go back and review the theatrical version of Justice League, the weird Joss Whedon, Warner Brothers mashup kind of version of the film that we got in theaters back in 2017. And before we get into that, if you have not been here before, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. So Justice League 2017, this was going to be Warner Brothers' sort of answer to the Avengers. And this is a film that definitely has a lot of problems, although I do want to say this, I actually like this movie. I don't hate the film. Now, I am no fan of Batman v Superman, the theatrical cut, or the Ultimate Cut, even though I think the Ultimate Cut is an improvement. I still don't think it's a good movie overall. And I actually enjoyed Justice League for what it was, but it does have a lot of issues. And a lot of those problems come with the fact that Zack Snyder had to leave during post-production, or even during principal photography, because of what happened to his daughter. And then obviously that's a real tragedy, but then you also have stories coming out about Warner Brothers leadership at the time wanting to fire him, and there were rumors that he actually was fired from Justice League, and they had brought in Joss Whedon to make the movie a bit more lighthearted and less dark than what Zack Snyder was making. And listen, I don't blame Joss Whedon at all for this film, okay? I don't put any of the blame on how this movie turned out on him, because he was put in an absolutely impossible situation. Warner Brothers wanted to release it in 2017. They didn't want to move it into the following year like Joss Whedon had actually asked them to do. But I think one of the reasons that I like this movie for what it is the fact that the team of the Justice League, all those characters and those actors all worked really well together, and I enjoyed seeing the Justice League together on screen for the first time in cinematic history. So I actually enjoyed seeing the team come together, and I also enjoyed the cyborg element to the movie as well, even though, again, we were supposed to get a lot more of his backstory, which we're hopefully going to get in the new version coming out next year. And look, despite what Superman's face looks like in this film, I enjoyed the Superman stuff. Because look, seeing Superman kick ass and seeing Superman just completely take Steppenwolf to school in that end battle was really cool to see. Not even the oh, sorry, I saw a picture of Henry Cavill's face from this film. Let's talk about some of the actual story elements in the movie itself. The main one being Superman's resurrection in this film. It was completely just stupid. It was. The fact that you have Flash and Cyborg go to his grave to dig him up, like, it just doesn't seem like the most respectful way to bring back such a revered, like, the granddaddy of all superheroes. Like, really? And especially when you have, like, other plausible explanations. The fact that, like, it makes the ending of Batman v Superman with the dirt rising off the coffin completely irrelevant. And then, obviously, what the fuck is wrong with his face? But I will say this about Superman being raised from the dead. Listen, I enjoyed the scene where he confronts the rest of the Justice League and they end up in this fight scene. I thought that was a really, really cool fight, even though, again, what the fuck's wrong with his face? Like, you can tell that this movie was completely rushed and wasn't given the time that it should have had to be a fully fleshed out film that makes sense and is coherent, and also makes sense when it comes to continuity with the other movies in the DCEU at that point, Man of Steel and Batman v Superman. They pulled on some of those elements, but not all of them, to make the three films as a trilogy, which is what it was supposed to be, to make it make sense in the way that it was meant to. There's also other inconsistencies in this film where you have, like, Ben Affleck, like, his body type changes throughout the film from scene to scene. Like, in some scenes, he's, you know, built like Batman, and in other scenes, you can tell he was brought back for reshoots and he's either thinner or whiter, and his hair is constantly changing. Like, even in the scene where Batman goes to get Aquaman, and they first meet in that little, like, bar or whatever it is, like, from shot to shot, Ben Affleck's hair is completely different. In some scenes, it's darker and shorter, and in other scenes, it's more grey, and there's a lot more hair there. It's really, really weird. And it's just things like that, and as well as, like, Henry Cavill's face. You know, there are just things in this film that are just baffling to me, and it's like, okay, it's clearly just out of greed that Warner Brothers at the time didn't give this movie more time and didn't push it into the following year to give Joss Whedon more time that he needed to finish this film properly. But Justice League is just the biggest example to me of a studio just being overly reactionary. Oh no, some people didn't like our movie. Quick, let's change everything about it. And you can't make movies that way. You can't be overly reactionary like that because your product ends up suffering in the long term. I will say this, I am very excited about the Snyder Cut coming out next year. Now, I was never pro Snyder Cut, nor was I anti Snyder Cut. I really didn't have any feelings towards it either way. I thought if they release it and finish it, cool. If they don't, I'm also okay with that. But the fact that HBO Max is coming out, and this makes such a good marketing move. In the words of Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, brilliant. It's just good business sense to release the Snyder Cut on HBO Max and giving him the money he needs to finish out the movie. Listen, the Snyder Cut in 2021 may be an absolute giant steaming pile of garbage, okay? And listen, I didn't like Batman v Superman at all, so I don't really have any expectations one way or the other for the Justice League film, but you bet your ass I'm gonna watch it, and I'm hoping I enjoy it. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what could have been. So overall, guys, listen, Justice League 2017, the Joss Whedon cut, the Warner Brothers cut, whatever you want to call it, what did you think about it? Let me know in the comments section below. To me, this movie is a mixed bag. There are things about this film that I like. There are things about the film that don't work at all. But overall, did I have fun watching this movie? And do I still have fun watching this movie? Yes, I do. I still enjoy watching this film, and I put it on from time to time, and I just accept the flaws that go along with it. But I'm really hoping that next year we get to watch a more coherent, a more finished version of Justice League, and I hope that Zack Snyder surprises me because, listen, I really like Man of Steel. I didn't like Batman v Superman. I'm really hoping that I enjoy the 2021 Snyder Cut of Justice League. Let me know in the comment section below. How do you feel about all this Snyder Cut stuff? How do you feel about the 2017 theatrically released Justice League that we got? Let me know in the comment section below. Let's carry on the discussion right down there. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to hit that subscribe button, ring that notifications bell so that you never miss out on my take on all things movies. My name is Tom, and I will see you guys next time.